And some of you already know that we are going to be creating this calendar this evening. We always do one every year in January with all of my customers, my in-person customers. And so tonight I'm going to show you how I made it. And then maybe it will inspire you to make a calendar as well. I also have calendar kits this year. The calendar kits are right here, and I'm going to go over the details after I make the calendar, okay? So if you want, grab some pen and paper. I'm going to give you some measurements so that you'll already have those. If you are purchasing the calendar kit, you will get those measurements in writing, okay? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Amy. Oh, you can order as many calendars as you would like, but I will tell you this. This calendar is made with paper that will be available on January 5th. This is the Country Gingham designer paper, and it's also the Country Floral Lane designer paper. So I'll be able to order just a few packs tomorrow, but January 5th is when I can place the big order for the paper, okay? So I'm not able to create the kits right now because I have to wait until January 5th to place the order. Plus, you're gonna have ribbon, you're gonna have some embellishments, and I'm gonna go over all of those details right when we're done, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to create the base of the calendar. And I am grabbing my Stampin' Trimmer, and I am grabbing a sheet of Sweet Sorbet cardstock. So this is a great time to go grab your paper and go and grab your pen or pencil, okay? Whoops, hang on 1 minute, I hit the wrong button. Here we are. I hit the wrong button. I don't know if you all saw that or not on your screen, but it was on mine. Okay, this is a standard sheet of cardstock, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the Stampin' Trimmer, and we're going to go over to that 4 1/4 inch mark. So I'll zoom in, and probably zoomed in too much. Let me get my Take Your Pick tool. There's 4, and there's 4 1/4, okay? All right, and so I'm gonna head on over to 4 1/4, and I'm actually just going to score this paper, okay? So I am scoring now, and I'll zoom back out, and then I'm gonna rotate my cardstock, and I don't know if you can see that zoom line, that score line. Can you see that? There we go, there's the score line. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back in the paper trimmer, and I'm actually gonna cut at 5 1/2 inches, which is right there, okay? So 5 1/2 inches is where I'm going to cut. So if you end up purchasing the calendar kit, you're going to have this video to help you make your calendar. All right, so what happens is, I have 2 card bases, don't I? Do you see these 2 card bases? Well, guess what? They can be 2 calendars, okay? So the calendar is created using a standard card base, okay? All right, so this is for the card base of the calendar. And hang on. Now I'm going to take a sheet of Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to measure this one for you. It's going to be 4 inches, so grab some more cardstock or scrap paper. You're going to cut this at 4 inches, and you're going to cut it at 5 1/2 inches. All right, so this is 5 1/2 inches by 4 inches, okay? Now on that 4 inch side, we are going to score, okay, you ready for this? We're gonna score at 1 inch, okay? By the way, this is the 4 inches. So there is a 1 inch right over here. I'll zoom in. See that 1 inch? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put my paper there, and I'm gonna score. And I have 1 inch, okay? Now I'm going to turn the paper around. You can score it in either direction. Now I'm going to score at 2 inches. So I've scored at 1 inch. Okay. Now I'm scoring at 2 inches. And now I'm going to score at 3 inches. Okay. So that's what you want to do. 4 inches by 5.5 inches. And you're scoring at every inch. So you score at 1 inch, score at 2 inches, score at 3 inches. All right? And that's basically, this right here is going to be the easel for the card or the calendar. So you see that? I'm going to show you how to make that. Okay? All righty. All right, let's see what our next step is. We're going to take one of these bases, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. All right, set that aside. I'm going to use my bone folder, get a nice crisp score line in there, and I have everything in trays, and so I'm just having to get to my paper right now, so that's what I'm working on. All right. So this is the Country gingham paper, all right, and this is the first piece that we are going to put down, all right. I'm going to put this over here so that we have a reference, all right. And you're going to cut this at, of course, it's going to be 5.25 inches, all right? So this sheet of gingham designer paper is 5.25 inches by 4 inches, all right? So that's the Country gingham. This will be on the pre-order tomorrow, and you'll be able to purchase this. Now, I'm going to also use this burlap ribbon, which is part of the suite. And I want to go ahead and I want to add that ribbon and wrap it around that designer paper. So let me grab a glue dot for that. And I'm going to put it about in the middle. I really don't need to measure for that. And I'll put one there. And I think I'll take this piece. Hi, Nancy. All right, and let's see. I'll put it about right there. Okay, I just have that glue dot there. All right, I'm gonna move it down a little bit because I want it to be really in the middle. Doesn't have to be. I think that'll take care of it. I'm going to come back around, and now I'm going to trim that. And hopefully this will give me enough ribbon that I can tie the bow with this, because this was the end of the roll of ribbon. All right. So let's look at that now and see if I'm happy with that. I think that'll work. And so I am going to adhere this to the Sweet Sorbet card base. All right. And let's see, it really doesn't matter which side you put it on. Whoops, it caught before I wanted it to catch. Hang on, there we go. All right, and I'm going to be centering this. Okay, and I think that will take care of that. All right, so the first part of the calendar is done. This is where we are. And so now I'm going to add the Scalloped Contours dies, okay? I'm using this particular die, and it's a scalloped rectangle, and it's about 4 3/8 of an inch, and then it's about almost 3 1/4 inches. So that'll give you an idea of the size of the die. but you'll know which one it is. That's really easy. Now we're going to add some more Country Gingham Designer paper. And so let's measure this. This is important. You're going to want this gingham paper to be 3 7/8. All right. Hi, Suzanne. Hey, Terry. Hey, Margaret. Hi, Lee. Get a few hellos in there. And then it's going to be 2 5/8. All right. 2 5/8. So that's a pretty important measurement because it's going to fit within this stitched area. All right. Hey, Mary Kay, how are you? All right. Okay. So now we can go ahead and we can put our seal here. And we're just going to center that within this stitching. All right. Just like that. Now at this point, we're ready to pop it up. For those of you just joining, we are making a 2023 desk calendar tonight. All right. And I'll just put another dimensional in there just because it makes me happy. I see I've got some other little pieces of things on here, so it's going to try and pull that off. All right. So now we're ready to peel off the dimensionals. And we are going to add this, and we want to center this. Now let me make sure I have my ribbon right. Now if I were creating this and you all were not watching, I would probably be standing up because that helps me with centering things is when I can stand up and see over the entire project. All right, let's see if I've got that. Yep, I think we're doing pretty well with that. Now, let's go ahead, and if you look at this calendar, there is a bit of stamping. So let's go ahead and do that, all right? I know calendars are my favorite, and I love doing them when we get to a new year. The color green is mint macaron, Donna. Did not even think to tell you that. So mint macaron cardstock, all right? Now this is just a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp the heart, and we're going to ink it in Sweet Sorbet. All right. Hello, Virginia. And I'll go ahead and bring in my pad. Sometimes that's really helpful when you're stamping with photopolymer stamp sets. A lot of the time, I forget. All right, so there's my beautiful image. Now remember, this is a distinctive stamp, okay? So it has a variation in the design. It is slightly distressed. It is not a solid image, all right? I know some of us like solid images and some of us do not. Some of us like distinctive and some do not. Now I do need a small little heart. And so while I have the Sweet Sorbet here, I'm just going to put it on another piece. Let's see, when I go to punch this out, my heart needs to be about right there. And I'm just inking this. All right, so there's that heart. We'll stamp another heart in a minute and we'll come back to that, okay? Just wanted to stamp that while I had this Sweet Sorbet ink opened. All right. So now we're going to use the mint macaron ink, all right? So your two inks are Sweet Sorbet and mint macaron. I know, I think this is such a pretty image. I am so in love with this suite. The more I play with it, the more I love it. And so everybody just needs to get it, right? All right, so I'm inking up the leaves and the greenery in the mint macaron. This is called two-step stamping. So if you're new to stamping tonight, we are actually going to stamp right on top of that other image. We're going to fill in those white spaces, and this is called two-step stamping. All right, isn't that pretty? Yay, Jean. Jean, we'll take you whenever you can watch, okay? And if you purchase the calendar kit, you're going to get all the measurements written down for you. All right, so this is where we have to fussy cut. I know some of us don't mind doing this. Others of us hate it. There isn't a punch for this, and there isn't a die for this, all right? So I'm glad you like it, Terry. It's a really pretty stamp. Just love the distinctive look. I don't know how Stampin' Up! Decided, you know, to create a distinctive stamp for this stamp set. But there are some solid images in the stamp set, okay, as well as the distinctive, okay? All right, I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. I enjoy fussy cutting, and I usually do fussy cutting like if I'm watching TV. I find that really easy and relaxing for me, so I'll save things that need cutting out. I'll save them for the evening time. All right, so that's our heart. All righty. Oh, will the measurements be on the blog? They might, Carol. I haven't gotten that far yet, but they might. Hi, Rose. How are you? All righty. So let's go ahead and we are going to pop up this heart right in the center of this, okay? And I just realized that I still need my Sweet Sorbet ink. So I'll open it up again because we're going to stamp some words. And this is just going to go right in the center, okay, like so. All right. Now I am going to take a mint macaron banner. This is from Stylish Shapes Dies. Okay, I just want you to know where it's from, and that is the next little piece that we're going to put on here. And yes, we're going to pop this up too, but you don't have to. If you don't want to pop up the banner, you certainly don't have to do that. All right. Hey, Louise. Hi, Suzanne. All right. So yes, Amy, are you referring to the Country Floral Suite? Yes, if you're a demonstrator, you can order anything from that suite tomorrow, okay? All right, so this is that mint macaron. I want you to notice how I have it in line with the ribbon, all right? So go straight on across with the ribbon. Now we need some words for this. And I'm going to use, I love that we are friends. Wouldn't this be a lovely gift for a friend? All right, let's find that Sweet Sorbet ink one more time. And I am just going to stamp it right there. And I'm actually going to cut this because you'll see why in just a second. The scalloped oval is above the oval, and that scallop oval is going to punch into that paper, and I didn't want to mess up my heart. Does that make sense? All right, I think we got it. All right. Now I can get rid of this punch. This is the double oval punch, all right? Now, if you don't have this, no big deal. Use a punch that you have, all right? Use a die that you already have, okay? I'm sure you have something that will work just as well. Okay. And this time, I'm going to take the Stampin' Seal, and I'm actually just going to run it across the middle of the oval, just like that. And then I am going to add it right along here. All right, so I'll let you get a good look at that. All right. Now, if you are in one of my hostess clubs, you will be making this during the month of January, all right? During the month of January. Okay, so we need to punch out this heart. And I want to extend it. Yep, I'm gonna need a Post-it note. Let me grab that. If you could see my table right now, I think you would be shocked. Okay, let's go ahead and let's extend that heart in there. All right, so see, that's why I stamped it upside down, so that the paper would insert into the punch, okay? This is called the Country Bouquet Punch. If you are a demonstrator, you can place that order tomorrow for this punch. All right. I still want to stamp one more heart, so let me find some paper where we can do that. I'm just using a scrap. And I need to clean that small little heart. And let's see. I'm cleaning that small little heart right there. Make sure that's all clean. And let's see, crumb cake. So Terry's asking me, are you doing online club yet or just for locals? Right now, Terry, it's just for locals, but you asked me about that a lot, so I'm giving it some serious consideration, okay? To tell you the truth, what's going on behind the scenes right now is I'm starting to gear up for the next retreat. So you're going to hear that information coming out shortly. So trying to get all of that lined up. All right, so I'm inking the smaller heart in crumb cake, all right? And some of you may not think about crumb cake, but remember, the ribbon is burlap ribbon, and the crumb cake really, it's subtle, but yet it just goes with so many things. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's get this one punched out. I already know we're gonna need this Post-it note, and we're gonna slide this in. Okay, just like that. Well, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. All right, girls, I need to hear from you. If you want online classes, let me know. All right, sometimes when I'm ready to start them, I may not have the interest that's needed. So it's always nice to know that someone is interested. So, yeah, the next retreat will be coming up. So working on those details to roll out that stuff before Christmas, okay? All right, so let's grab a mini dimensional. And we're gonna put it on this little heart. And I'm just gonna peel this off and put it about right there. Now I want you to notice the mini dimensional is here. If I put it here, it's going to not be even with the heart. So it has to be here. I do have a theme for the next retreat, and it's called Swing into Spring. All right, so lots of spring cards and ideas. Girls, I've lost my heart. Here it is. I just found it. I lost my heart and then I found it. This is the Sweet Sorbet heart. All right, and then I'm just gonna add that one right there. All right, so that really is the front of the calendar. Let's go ahead and add that bow, and then we'll start working on the other side. What do you say? All right, I've got this much ribbon, and I just want to see if I can tie a bow with this short amount of ribbon. All right, let's see here. Hang on, trying to do this. It's always harder when people are watching you. Have you ever noticed that? All right, let's see if I can straighten this little loop out. And then usually when I get it tied, I'll just kind of play with it until it lays like I want it to. So that's what I'm working on. All right. Nicole, this could definitely be a card, but tonight we are making a calendar. All right, I might start over, y'all, or get a longer piece of ribbon. Let me see. I haven't given up quite yet. Can I make this work? That's the question. All right, I'm gonna grab some ribbon scissors. All right, so I grabbed my ribbon scissors because I noticed that my scissors are a little dull. And let's just see if I can do this. If I can't do this, we'll start over. This might be the hardest part of the whole calendar. Oh gosh. All right. Hello, Kathleen. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm getting there. I can be really picky about my bows. Okay, I'm not happy with it, and so on my next calendar, I will use it for this, okay? So, let's go over here. I have a whole roll of the burlap ribbon right here. This would make a great card, so this could definitely be a card for friendship, anniversaries, it could be wedding, it could be Valentine's Day, and tonight we're going to convert it and it's going to be a calendar. All right, hang tight. I think I might have it. I think my problem was I didn't have enough ribbon. All right. So I'm gonna put that away. And I'm gonna make this a little smaller. All right, so in case y'all are wondering, yes, I also struggle. Yay, you've got the Country Lane on your list for tomorrow for your pre-order. Who else? Who else is getting the Country Floral Lane tomorrow? If you're a demonstrator, you can order tomorrow. We've got our big pre-order happening. If you're not a demonstrator, we've got the last chance list. We've got the clearance rack. So thank you, Laura. I'm so glad you like the calendar. Here we go. All right, so there it is. Now, if you're making this a card, it might be hard to put that inside an envelope, but I think it looks really good to the side like that. I hope you all like that. All right, so that's the first part of the calendar, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip over and we're gonna do the other side, okay? And I can actually unfold it so that I have a flat surface to work on, okay? I'm gonna grab a sip of water. My ribbon scissors are a Stampin' Up product. When I started selling Stampin' Up about 14 years ago, you could buy these. And so we don't sell them anymore. They used to be in the annual kit. So anyway. Okay, I'm glad to hear that y'all are getting the kit tomorrow. I'll tell you all about the calendars in a minute, Connie, okay? I'll tell you exactly where you can get them. If you purchase my calendar kit, the calendar will be in there, okay? All right, and so now we're going to be adding these two pieces to this side of the card, okay? So let's go over measurements, all right? Terry, I was laughing at your all caps. Okay, so for the Country Gingham designer paper, 5 1/4 inches, okay? 5 1/4 inches right there. I froze there for a minute. So 5 1/4 and 4 inches, okay? Balmy blue cardstock, 5 3/8 of an inch. I want to make sure I'm right. Yep, I'm right. Okay. 5 3/8 of an inch. Okay. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 of an inch. All right. 4 1/8 of an inch. Now we're going to add these two together. So some of you remember those ribbon scissors. They're so nice. They were very expensive. I remember paying about $30 for the pair of scissors, and I thought, I can't believe I'm spending this on scissors, but they have been amazing. So, all right, so we're just going to add this right here. You're going to center it, and you're going to have a little bit of cardstock all the way around that designer paper. Okay, I'm trying to get it straight. It's so hard when I'm sitting down. All right, and then we're going to add one more piece. We're going to add the bicycles, okay? Now, if you purchase the calendar kit, I'm going to show you how to cut your paper to get this strip. But I'm going to also tell you, I want to give you measurements for the bicycle. It is 5 1/4 inches. They were called ribbon scissors, I believe, Carol. So 5 1/4 inches, everyone. And 1 1/4 inch wide. That's probably the big thing, okay? 1 1/4 inches wide, because you want to get the bicycles in there. And I am going to just add that seal to that. All right. They need to bring those scissors back. I'm so glad so many of you remember those ribbon scissors. That's awesome that you remember that. Let's go ahead. We're going to add our calendar, and this is where I'm going to tell you about the calendar, okay? All right. So the calendars I purchased from this company right here. Here is the address and the item number. The item number is TECAL01. Okay, and this is the company where you order the calendars. They're very inexpensive. I think you can order 10 per package, okay, 10 of these. And so what else did I want to tell you about this? If you order my calendar kit, you're going to have this inside, okay? All right. All righty. Okay. So let's go ahead. I like to use tear and tape on this, and I'll tell you why. Over time, your calendar is going to be standing up for 1 year. So you really don't want this calendar to fall off the back of this. And so I just like to use tear and tape with this. You probably don't have to. You could probably use our Stamp and Seal Plus if you wanted. But I always just use this. All right. Gosh, you know, I missed last week, and this Wednesday night, I feel like I hardly know how to craft. It's like I missed a week or something out of practice, but hopefully I'll get there. All right. I love the little mini calendars. They're awesome. Okay, I'm going to also, let's make sure it fits. I am going to be adding tear and tape to this as well. But let's just go ahead and put this together. Let me measure this first though, okay? So your balmy blue cardstock needs to measure 3 1/4 inches, okay? And 2 1/2 inches. So 3 1/4 by 2 1/2 inches. And we're going to mount this calendar right on top of that balmy blue, okay? Hang on one second. Almost there. All right. And let's see if we can get this centered. I hope so. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some more tear and tape. Again, this will be standing up all year. I want it to be sturdy. I don't want to have to worry about it falling off, okay? Oh, that's a great idea, Nancy. I love your idea. She's ordered the calendars. She's giving them as gifts. That's such an awesome idea. Love it. All right. And now I'm going to add this here. Whoops, hang on 1 minute. I was a little bit over, and I don't want to see the tear and tape from the front. So I need it to... All right, we got it. And I just peel this off. We're going to center this. Just like this. And I am going to position this about right here. Okay. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to attach this and then we'll finish it up. All right. Yeah, it doesn't take long to get the calendar, so they're an excellent company to work with, and I usually order them every year. So, but it's a great Christmas gift. All right, I'm going to center this right on the back here. Okay, our calendar is starting to come together. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, now we're going to be adding the heart, the smaller heart, and the leaves. This is actually punched out from the Country Floral Lane designer paper. And as you might suspect, with doing the presentation in Jacksonville, I had cut out quite a few of these little hearts, and I put them in this little container. So I'm just going to dig some hearts out that I'll be using. I'm also going to dig out the petals, and if I don't have any, I'll have to get up and go get some paper. You can also stamp the heart and you can stamp the leaves. Okay, you also have that option. And now I just need a small heart. Just look through my collection here, see what I have, and see if, does this ever happen to y'all? You get lots of little pieces. All right, let's see if we can find one. Fingers crossed. If not, we will stamp one. All right, let's see. I have stamped I have punched out hearts in gingham paper as well as the Country Floral Lane paper. And I'm thinking we're going to need to stamp one. Although that might be pretty sweet there. You could even use a punched heart. But I think I'm going to stamp one. I think that's where I'm going with this, okay? Yeah, these little jars I found at Stamp and Storage, and I forgot how many you get. You get right many, and if I think about it, I'll put the link on this post, okay, so that you know where the containers come from, all right? So we're going to stamp a heart real quick. All right, and let's see. I probably need to go back and clean that heart stamp because I'm pretty sure I had crumb cake on it. So we'll get rid of that. We'll go back to Sweet Sorbet. My desk is a disaster. If you all could see it tonight. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm inking one heart, just one. And I'm stamping it upside down, okay? All right. You know, I'm thinking maybe I should have done it in petal pink. This heart is in petal pink, and I think I like that better. So, hang on 1 minute, all right? Hang on 1 minute, and I'm gonna grab some petal pink ink, and you all can look at that. Okay, I'm back, and I've cleaned the stamp, and I'll put it about right there. There we go. I don't think you can hardly see me stamp that. Probably need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, here it is. And let's find that punch. All right, so the ink I'm using here is petal pink, okay? You can also store all of your little pieces. You can store them in small Ziploc bags and put them inside the stamp case too, okay? I attached the bow using a glue dot, and that glue dot is on, is right behind that knot. Okay, Leslie, the glue dot is right under there, okay? All right. Okay, let's see here. Now where was I? We're working on the calendar, right? All right. So I'm going to add dimensionals first on the large heart. Whoops. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome, Leslie. Yeah, if you're a demonstrator tomorrow, you can order this on the pre-order. If you're not a demonstrator, you'll have to wait until January 5th, okay? All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two petals, and I'm going to take a glue dot. And I'm just putting a glue dot. Hang on. All right, so that's what I did. The glue dot is right behind that larger petal. So that's what it looks like, okay? And then I am going to take another glue dot and add it to the back. Okay, just like that. Don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to tuck it under this heart. All right, just trying to lift that heart up a little bit to get this in there. There we go. Okay. All right. And you can even curl those a little bit if you want to give it dimension. And then I'm going to take a mini dimensional for this tiny little heart. And just going to add it. I'm adding that mini dimensional right under there. Okay, so it'll be on the right side. And then I am going to pop it up there. All right. Now we're going to add some embellishments, okay? We're not done, and we still have to make the stand. I use this for display purposes at my onstage. And I'm going to finish using the embellishments on this page, okay? So I was showing everyone on the display the ribbon and the adhesive back sequins. So let's see what we can add here. Let's go ahead. We're going to add a smaller. I'll show you up close in just a second. It's funny because these sequins look like different colors on the sheet. All right, let's use a clear one. Put that one there. And then I think I'll use a bigger one and put that there. All right. Just wanted to finish up that. All right, so that's where I have the adhesive, okay? This feels a little loose. I'm gonna add another glue dot, okay? Oh, wouldn't that be nice to have on your table while you work? And it's easy to make. All right, so that is done. And now you can see this side of the calendar and this side of the calendar. All right, thank you, Terry. All right, now we're ready to make the easel, okay? And we're gonna use tear and tape again. Now remember, the easel is going to go between these two pieces of paper, all right? Okay, so here goes. I want to put the top on this before I spill the entire thing. All right, let me just straighten up a bit. All right, here is another visual that I use for the presentation. This is the calendar stand. You might even want a screenshot of it because it's got your measurements there, okay? All right. Okay, so this is the piece that we've scored. We're gonna fold it in half, okay? You just fold it in half. This piece comes up. This piece comes up. And look what you've got. You have a W, okay? Hi, Pauline, welcome. Hi, Pam. Okay, so did everyone see how I did that? This is your sheet of paper. You fold it in half. You fold up, turn it around, and fold up, okay? So let's go ahead and let's get some tear and tape on here. Oops, sorry. I like to go ahead and put 2 on each strip. I'll show you exactly which panels to do this on, okay? All right. And we're gonna go over here and we're gonna do it on this side. It's probably overkill. I probably don't need to do this, but I always have. Okay. So if we fold it up again, you see this? I have it here. First of all, this is the letter W, okay? It can actually go 2 different ways, but this is the way I do mine. So I'm making the letter W, and these panels here get the tear and tape, and the panel over here gets the tear and tape. Okay, does that make sense? All right, and so if I lay this down, okay, it's hard to see, but you want the letter W. Okay, so now we're going to peel off this one panel, all right? Yeah, it does hold most things very well, Arlene. That's why I like to use it for stuff like this. All right, come on. There we go. All right, so I've only peeled off one side, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, it doesn't matter which side I stick it to. I can stick it to this side, I can stick it to this side, okay? It will not matter. And what I want to do is, and I'm gonna stick one side and then I'm going to show you Okay, how I did that. Okay. All right. So, here we go. And I don't know the best way to show you, but it's really hard to show. But see what's happening with the letter W? I've attached it to this side, okay? There's my letter W, all right? Can everybody see that and understand that? I don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining that or not, okay? All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to this side, okay? As soon as I'm done with the calendar, I'm going to show you where to purchase the kits, okay? I'll tell you all about the kit. We're going to open a kit and we're going to look at it. All right. Okay, so now I am ready to adhere this side. Okay, and so I'm going to attach right along there. Okay, so now it will stand up all year long. Okay. Just remember the W, and that will help you a lot, okay? So I'm gonna straighten up my area just a bit. It is pretty messy, and then I can share with you the calendar kit. I'll give you all the details, okay? Let me move my ink. Anybody have questions? My screen seems to be okay, so I don't think there's any internet issues on my end. Oh, that is awesome, Diane. That is great, but that W really helps you. Now, you can flip it around and it can be an M, but I just like this so much better. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Suzanne. Thank you, Nancy. All right. Okay, so after I'd created this, I thought, you know, once I make this, everybody's going to want a calendar, right? So I decided to create some calendar kits, okay? And I'm going to tell you all about those now. All right, so this is my calendar kit that I created, and you're going to notice there is a checklist on the back. So this is everything inside. Now, this is pretty much the Country Floral Lane product share, okay? You're getting a share of all the products in the Country Lane Suite, all right? So it's a product share and it's a calendar kit all in one. So I'm gonna just pull out the checklist so we can go down the row and I can show you everything that's included, all right? So the first thing that you're going to get is the Country Floral Lane DSP. Now this DSP, you're going to be getting 2 sheets of each pattern. It's 6 by 6, and you're getting 1/4 of the package of the Country Floral Lane designer paper. It's just like the product share, okay? Identical to the product share. Plus you get your lovely divider with all the information, what page it's on in the new catalog. And you know, this product shares become really helpful when products go on back order. Because when it goes on back order, we can't order it. But if you've got a product share, you have a sampling of it already, okay? So that's the Country Floral Lane DSP. Then there is another paper pack, and it's the Country Gingham designer paper. Again, you're going to get 2 sheets of each paper that is in the package. So it's a quarter of a package, which is a product share, all right? I include this heavy duty cardboard so that your paper will not get bent or smashed in the mail. You've got your dividers. It's telling you page number, item number, and price if you want to reorder. It also gives you your coordinating colors, all right? So I'll put that back in the package. That's the first part of the kit. All right. Now the second part is going to be the calendar base. So this is the base of the calendar. It is cut and scored for you, okay? Then you're going to find the calendar stand. This is also cut and scored for you, okay? And I'm going to slide that in. Then you're going to need the calendar, which is right here. You get your calendar, you get your balmy blue cardstock, and you get your pieces, okay? You'll be cutting out your designer paper sheets, but they are so easy to cut. Also in this sampling, you're going to find die cuts already pre-cut for you. And the ribbon, you're going to receive 45 inches of the real red and 45 inches of the burlap ribbon, okay? And that is a quarter of each roll, all right? So you get a sampling of your ribbon. And by the way, this will make more than one calendar. And then you're going to get a sampling of the sequins. You'll get a quarter of a package, and I have already trimmed that and put it in here so that your sequins will not get all over the place, okay? And so embellishments will be next to that. I had forgotten that on this kit. So there's everything you need in order to create the calendar. But here's the best part, okay? Not only are you getting the product share for the Country Lane Suite, but you're also getting, I almost forgot what I was going to say. You can also create more than one calendar. That is the beauty of it. When you receive this ribbon, embellishments, and paper, this will create more than one calendar, okay? Now, you're only going to get one calendar in this package, the actual calendar. But you'll be able to take this kit and you'll be able to make lots of calendars from it, okay? So let me show you where you can find that information, all right? And you'll hear all about the details and pricing and the shipping and all that good stuff, okay? So right now we are over here on my Facebook page. And we are going to scoot over to my blog, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to type in www.becreativestamping.com. And you head on over to my blog and look what's here. All right, it's all about the calendar. Okay. So let's talk about the calendar kit, okay? All the details are right here. It goes over the entire contents of the kit, and you'll receive a tutorial with supply list and measurements. Plus you have tonight's videos. Thank you, Diane, for the compliment. I so appreciate it. And the calendar kit is $15. And if I need to ship, it'll be $5 shipping, okay? So you're getting your kit, which is a calendar kit. You can make lots of calendars with it. And you also get a share of the entire Country Floral Lane Suite, okay? So it's $15 for the kit. Unfortunately, Arlene, I can't sell kits to Canadians or to anyone outside of the U.S. That is the only thing. That is a Stampin' Up! Guideline. So I am sorry to say that I can't ship to Canada. You click here to purchase the calendar kit. So now you're going to this page, and this is where you're going to pay. Okay, right here. All right. And so local customers here, online here. If it's online, this will include your shipping, okay? You just click that to pay. Terry's asking me how many can fit in one envelope. Terry, be more specific. Are we talking about a standard card envelope? Give me a few more details and I'll be able to answer that for you, okay? Now, I will have 8 kits that I can ship by the end of next week. Only 8. So my first 8 people to purchase will get their kit at the end of next week. Oh, good question. In a shipping envelope. I don't know, Terry. I haven't weighed it. But if you need more than one kit, purchase the local customers kit and put in the number, and then I'll have to do your shipping separately, or tell me how many kits you need and I'll send you an invoice. That's probably the easiest. So for anyone interested in more than one kit, okay, message me and I'll weigh the kits and let you know what the shipping will be, okay? All right. And so anyway, the first 8 kits can be shipped before Christmas. After that, ladies, we've got a deadline up here. On January 5th, I can order more supplies. And so you need to register by Wednesday, January 11th. That's going to be your last day to purchase a calendar kit or kits, okay? So keep that in mind, and it's only because I have to wait until January 5th to order more supplies.